Every great mountain has a summit. Every successful expedition has a map. And every person who reaches the top begins with a single step. Financial freedom is no different. Imagine standing at the foot of the Himalayas. Before you rises a magnificent mountain. Its snow-covered peak disappears into the clouds. Thousands dream of reaching the summit. Very few do. Not because the mountain is impossible, because many begin without a map. Some walk in circles. Some give up halfway. Some chase shortcuts that lead nowhere. But those who carry a clear roadmap move forward one step at a time. Money follows exactly the same principle. Welcome to Hypermedia University, where ideas become understanding. Understanding becomes action. And action becomes transformation. Today's lesson from Invest Life System is different. This isn't a new financial concept. This is the map, the blueprint, the complete journey. Everything we've learned so far comes together today. Because financial freedom isn't one decision. It's thousands of decisions, made in the right order. If you've walked with us through the financial freedom blueprint, today you'll finally see how every lesson connects. 5 years had passed. Rahul's financial life looked completely different. He still worked. He still received a salary. But he no longer depended on it alone. He had an emergency fund, insurance, investments, growing skills, better financial habits. He worried less, planned more, spent intentionally, and most importantly, he understood why. One evening, he invited Arjun to the same hill where they had watched the sunrise years before. The mountain stood quietly before them. Rahul smiled. I finally feel like I'm climbing. Arjun looked toward the summit. No, you've been climbing all along. You just couldn't see the mountain. There is an old corporate saying. Strategy is not deciding where to go. It is deciding what to do first. Boardroom meaning. Success depends as much on sequence as on effort. Simple English. Doing the right things, in the right order, changes everything. Arjun opened a folded paper. It wasn't an investment report. It wasn't a bank statement. It was a mountain trail map. Today, he said softly, I'm going to show you where every lesson belongs. He pointed to the very bottom of the mountain. Base camp, income, a salary, a profession, a business. This is where everyone begins. There is no shame in starting here. The only mistake is believing this is the destination. Rahul smiled. He remembered episode 1. Salary had become the runway, not the destination. A little higher. Arjun pointed to the second stage. Camp 1. Protection. Emergency fund. Insurance. Health. Without these, every storm pushes you back down the mountain. Rahul immediately remembered the aircraft, the castle, the financial airbag. Everything connected. The third stage. Camp 2. Growth. Consistent investing. Compounding. Skills. Knowledge. This is where small actions begin producing extraordinary results. Rahul smiled. The lake. The bamboo. The snowflake. Arjun nodded. You've understood. The fourth stage. Camp 3. Assets. Cash flow. Good debt. Systems. Multiple income streams. This is where money slowly begins working harder than you do. Rahul remembered the orchard, the blacksmith, the river. Every lesson had become another step up the mountain. Finally, Arjun pointed toward the summit. The summit. Freedom. Rahul asked quietly. What happens there? Arjun smiled. Nothing. Rahul looked confused. What do you mean? You still work. You still learn. You still build. The difference is, you no longer work because you have no choice. You work because you have purpose. That is financial freedom. Rahul stood silently. The mountain trail stretched upward. For the first time, he wasn't looking at individual lessons. He was looking at one connected journey. Every episode, every habit, every financial decision had become another step toward the summit. There is a principle taught in the world's best organizations. Vision without execution is merely a dream. Execution without vision is merely activity. Boardroom meaning. You need both direction and disciplined action. Simple English. Knowing where you're going is important. Walking every day is essential. Financial freedom requires both. Arjun folded the mountain map. Then he looked directly at Rahul. Tell me, what was the biggest lesson you've learned? Rahul smiled. I used to think money was the destination. He paused. Now I know. Money is simply the vehicle. Arjun nodded. And what drives that vehicle? Rahul answered confidently. My decisions. Imagine climbing a mountain. Halfway up, you stop comparing yourself with everyone else. Because everyone started from a different place. Some began with wealth. Others began with debt. Some inherited businesses. Others inherited responsibilities. Some climbed with support. Others climbed alone. The mountain doesn't judge. It simply rewards those who continue climbing. Money behaves the same way. Your starting point is never your final destination. Your daily decisions matter far more than your starting position. There is another famous corporate expression. What gets measured gets managed. Simple English. If you never review your financial life, you cannot improve it. Every successful company reviews its performance. Revenue, profit, cash flow, customer satisfaction, risk. Now imagine becoming the CEO of your own financial life. Every month, conduct a personal board meeting. Review your income. Review your expenses. Review your investments. Review your insurance. Review your emergency fund. Review your debts. Review your goals. Ask one simple question. Did my financial decisions move me closer to the summit this month? If the answer is yes, celebrate your discipline. If the answer is no, adjust your path, not your dream. Rahul opened the notebook he had carried since the beginning of this journey. The first page still contained 4 words. Where does my money go? He smiled, then turned to the last blank page. This time, he wrote something different. Where is my life going? Arjun noticed. That's a much better question. Because financial freedom was never really about money. It was always about choices. The choice to spend time with family. The choice to pursue meaningful work. The choice to help others. The choice to say no to fear. The choice to live intentionally. Money cannot create purpose, but it can create the freedom to pursue it. Imagine reaching the summit after years of climbing. The air is fresh. The view stretches beyond the horizon. You don't feel proud because the mountain became smaller. You feel proud because you became stronger. Financial freedom works the same way. Life doesn't become easier. You become wiser, more prepared, more disciplined, more resilient. And that's the greatest return on your financial journey. Arjun placed his hand on Rahul's shoulder. Look behind you. Rahul turned. The winding trail disappeared into the valley. He could almost see every lesson. The runway, the chessboard, the orchard, the river, the lake, the castle, the blacksmith's workshop, the aircraft. Every place had taught him something. Every lesson had shaped his thinking. Arjun smiled. Those weren't just stories. They were milestones. They changed the way you think. And when your thinking changes, your future begins changing too. Now, let's turn the camera toward you. Where are you on your mountain? At base camp, building your emergency fund, learning to invest, reducing debt, creating assets, building multiple income streams, or approaching your own version of financial freedom. There is no wrong place to be. There is only one wrong decision. Standing still. Take one step. Not 10. 1. Because mountains are never conquered in a single day. They are conquered one careful step at a time. If this financial freedom blueprint has helped you think differently, don't let these lessons remain inside a notebook. Apply them. Discuss them with your family. Teach them to your children. Share them with your colleagues. Because financial literacy becomes truly valuable only when it changes lives. If you've enjoyed walking this journey with us, subscribe to Invest Life System. Every season is designed to help you become not just financially stronger, but mentally stronger. Share this series with someone who is beginning their financial journey. You may never know how one conversation changes an entire family's future. The sun slowly rose above the mountain peak. Golden light spread across the valley. Rahul smiled. I used to think financial freedom was a destination. Arjun smiled back. And now? Rahul took a deep breath. I think it's a way of living. Arjun nodded. Exactly. The summit isn't where the journey ends. It's where a new journey begins. They stood together in silence, not celebrating the mountain they had climbed, but looking toward the mountains still waiting ahead. Because learning never ends. Growth never ends. Building never ends. Season 1 complete. Financial Freedom Blueprint. You have learned why salary alone is not wealth. Why employment is a runway, not the destination. How wealth builders think differently. The difference between assets and liabilities. The power of compounding. Why an emergency fund creates confidence. Why protection comes before growth. How to master debt instead of fearing it. And finally, how every lesson fits into one financial freedom roadmap. Coming in Season 2, The Intelligent Investor Blueprint, where we'll explore how the stock market really works. Mutual funds versus direct stocks. Index funds. Gold. Bonds. Real estate. Business investing. Portfolio construction. Asset allocation. Retirement planning. Not as products, but as tools for building lifelong wealth. Remember, income starts the journey. Discipline keeps you moving. Protection keeps you safe. Assets create momentum. Compounding rewards patience. Wisdom guides every decision. And financial freedom is the ability to live according to your values instead of your fears. This is Invest Life System. Society, Wealth, Business, Career, Entrepreneurship. By Annika Siri. Until we meet again, don't just earn a better income. Build a better life.